What up, y'all? It's your girl Najah Lee, and this is the Cavs State of Mind show, the realest Cleveland Cavaliers breakdown show on the net, and the only place where hoops meet higher perspective. Y'all, it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. The question of the day, I got several, but the first question of the day is: are the Cavs at a crossroads? Specifically, are we done waiting on the development of Evan Mobley? And can we finally define who we are as a team? I don't know. Can we? Because it's been okay. We're going to get into it. In tonight's episode on Cavs State of Mind, y'all, we're breaking down the Evan Mobley problem, injuries and inconsistencies, our identity questions, and we have to preview a very important game tonight against the Hawks, okay? And provide our predictions. You already know how we go, okay? But before we get started, every episode is powered by For Your Lens, a lifestyle brand inspiring dope people like you to live, move, and create with purpose and attention. Okay. Hit the like, hop into the chat. You know what I'm saying? And most importantly, please help us get to 500 subscribers, y'all. We on the road, on the way to 500, and we can't wait till we get there. Matter of fact, just a couple episodes ago, I gave away a free t-shirt. So when y'all subscribe and hop into the chat, you never know, you know what I'm saying, how I'm feeling. And you know, it's the holidays. You feel me? Hope y'all had a good holiday yesterday. Hope you ate your little ham or whatever you do to backslide on these holidays. I hope you did a lot of backsliding just a little bit within reason. You feel me? Let's get into today's episode, man, because the Cavs again. Every episode, what I say, boy, this got to be one of the most stressful teams in the association, y'all. Tonight we got a big game before us. The Cavs versus the Hawks. It's a road game, okay, and that game tips off at 7:30. So if you don't have the FanDuel app, I don't know how you gonna watch it because it ain't on TV nowhere. Like it ain't on the Peacock or nothing like that or the Prime. So you're gonna have to get that FanDuel app and tap into the guys and let's see what we going how we gonna do this game tonight. All right. So stick to the end. Obviously, we're gonna do the Hawks preview right kind of towards the end so it can kind of flow into the tip off. All right. So again, couple questions. Are the Cavs at a crossroads? Man, we're gonna talk about it because I'm tired. I'm at a crossroads, right? But one of the reasons why I think that we kind of are stuck in this limbo stage with the Cavs and i.e. the lack of development in Evan Mobley is because the injuries, right? The injuries have plagued us thus far this season. Okay. Shout out to Miss D. Welcome back to Cavs State of Mind and always supporting Free Lens. Much appreciated, Miss D. Miss D was the winner of the T-shirt giveaway. So again, y'all keep supporting, keep hopping to the chat, and be a friend of the friend of the show, Beyond the Lens TV, a friend of the channel. We show our love definitely to our supporters. So with the injuries and the inconsistencies in lineups, starting lineups, rotations, minutes, you know, it's kind of hard to get your rhythm. It's kind of hard to get your groove. You feel me? So with Evan coming into this season and the identity and the push on Evan has been entering this season is Evan's taking this big jump where he's going to be more offensively aggressive and more of a factor in the creation of the offense of the Cavs. However, it's hard to do that when your injury report looked like I mean, for real, they about to try to make me cuss early in the broadcast. When I look at the injury report in the tonight's game, right? We got CPJ out. He's out with a hamstring. Game time decision. We don't know. We will roll the dice on that. Dean Wade, he's out. Okay. Sam Merrill, he's out for sure. JA may play. Chris Livingston is a two-way player. Even if he was available, we may or may not see him anyway. Okay. So, my question to y'all early in the episode is since injuries are contributing to our offensive and defensive inconsistencies, Who is the most valuable player? Excluding the core four, we know what JA means to us. We definitely know what DG means to us. Okay. Shout out to the initials. Okay. The initial gang. Outside of the core four, who is the most valuable player that must remain healthy for the Cavs to clinch the Central Division? Now, again, shout out to Miss D. The Central Division ain't easy to clinch because who up there? Who at the top of the Central Division? Detroit. Detroit basketball. So shout out to Miss D. She said, I received my shirt. I will post it in threads in the community this week. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for spreading the word and spreading the love, man. I definitely appreciate that. Man, y'all give a shout out to Miss D too, because she always pulling up and definitely getting into the chat. It's a place where I wish y'all would be too. Come on, hop into the chat. It's fun over here. So listen, the question of the day is right now out the gate, based on the injury report, okay, based on what we've seen thus far in our rotations or lack thereof, because every night it's a new, we don't know who playing for real. Who is most important? For me, I'm listen, I didn't think, but between Tyson and Craig Porter Jr., man, I mean, Sam Merrill is one of them too. Okay. Sam Merrill not being in the flow of the offense, being that threat on the 3-point line, but also being a pest on the defensive end, right? And then you don't have to trade defense for offense with Sam. You can just let him go in there and let him do what he do. So not having Sam hurts us, but not having Craig Porter Jr. for me really hurts us because he's a great ball handler and he can take some pressure off of Donovan for creating some offense and getting into the paint. Sam Merrill, we know what his attack gonna be. It's gonna be on that 3-point line, right? Craig Porter Jr. is trying to get into the paint. Now, when he settles for threes, okay, he can shoot them, yeah. But when you got the ball handling and the length and the hops, I'm gonna need you to get your money in the paint, and that's what I'm gonna need you to do. Same thing with Lonzo Ball. That's what I'm gonna need you to do, right? So when you are taking 15 shots and 12 of them are threes, Lonzo Ball, that's not gonna work with the flow of our offense. Yeah, it's open, but you ain't Sam Merrill. I want Sam Merrill taking 12 threes. Not even then, for real, we can't be debating, right? So the injury reality of the Cavs has been dire, right? We've had, in the first 19 games of the season, we had 11 different starting lineups. You can't build a rhythm with that. So when you have that, the fluctuations in the lineup, the fluctuations in the rotations, in players who actually are on the bench suited up, not with they drip on, not with they chains on. I'm talking about with jerseys on and laced up shoes, right? When that is so inconsistent, it's hard for a player like Mobley, who has to be in a rhythm offensively to make an impact. It's hard for him to get into a rhythm because why? He don't know who he has to adapt his game every single night based on who else is in that starting lineup with him. Is it going to be Hunter? Is it going to be Tyson? Is it going to be Ball? Right? So you just don't really know. And so if he is responsible for trying to initiate that offense, but doesn't know who's going to be available, doesn't know, and because of that, can't really help get them in their spots, can't really get the ball rolling, right? It makes it tough. On top of that, we could talk about Kenny Atkinson for a bit. You know what I'm saying? Sidebar. On top of that, I feel like Evan Mobley, his offense is starting too far away from the basket, right? He got to get closer to the basket. So since we have a pretty good amount, we're almost 25% through the season thus far. And we've seen what we've seen, right? We've seen multiple lineups. We've seen, here's what we've seen so far. The roles have shifted dramatically when Darius Garland or Jarrett Allen misses games for any reason, whether that is just resting, just protecting, okay, and or they're actually injured, okay. Either way, when they are out of the lineup, it hurts us. It hurts us. Jarrett Allen is so important to our defense in helping us clean up the glass and the rebounds, which helps us get into early offense, fast break offense. When he's not there, that hurts us. When DG, we know what he do, right? We know what he do. Nope, you can't. They get healthy, they will be fine. Absolutely, absolutely. I think the health of our team, with any team, right? When you don't have your point guard, you don't have 4 or 5, sometimes 7 key pieces on a night. It's hard to win games like that. However, it's the habits that we're trying to build right now, that matters. That's going to start to matter more in April. So the mindset is key. So when we can't control injuries, but we can't control if the offense is dependent on Donovan and DG. Like when Donovan's having an off game and DG's not available, it's like, you know what I mean? We ain't got nowhere to go, right? And then we're waiting on Spida to have this miraculous fourth quarter. Conversely, on the defensive side, right? If Mobley's defense is determined or based on the success of his offense, that means his defense is lacking. That means his foot movement, his ability to be one step ahead, to really have his mind in the game, but also just flowing with the game. Your instincts are high because you're aware, you're alert. So it's like everything's popping. And I'm on the defense, as y'all know, it's more about instinct than it is about actual skill. Okay. You can't really teach defense. Okay. You can teach angles, but most of this stuff is natural, right? You can teach defensive schemes as a team, right? How to help, how to shift, looking for spacing. Yes, as a team, but individually, that's if you want to do this or not. So when his offense isn't thriving, he doesn't want to do it. The hard stuff, the grunt stuff, the defensive stuff, right? So it sounds to me, just watching, it's like, damn, I thought you was a defender first, offensive person second, which means that even if you having a bad shooting night, you should still be on the glass, you should still be on the blocks, you should still be making your case known. Like similar to a Draymond Green. Nobody ain't checking for him offensively, but defensively, he's still a problem, even in his elderly age, right? He's still a problem defensively. He could still switch, he could still guard 1 through 5, right? He can't. Well, we saw with the Wemby stuff, okay, but can't nobody guard Wemby either. Can't nobody guard Wemby. Wemby would do the same thing to Evan. You know what I mean? So another part of our identity question, overall question, right, is every single night we look different. We play different, right? And sometimes that can be a good thing because you're adapting to the competition and what the team needs right now in the moment. But the bad part of that is that we don't know where our bread and butter is. We know one of our pieces of our bread and butter is Donovan Mitchell, right? When Garland's in the game, we know he can always go get a bucket and create a bucket for himself as well. We know some moments it's DeAndre Hunter. We know that Jalen Tyson can make the knockdown threes in a corner usually, right? But overall, as far as the team, what is our team identity? Are we known for offensive rebounds, transition offense, fast breaks? Are we known for, or do we want to be known for taking 55 threes a game? Or for our bench personnel who aren't good bench shooters, right? For Alonzo Ball to be shooting 12 threes in a game, right? When Lonzo, everybody know he can get to the paint. He's long, he's quick. So get to the paint. Like, help me help you, right? Every night we look different. And so the lack of consistency equates to the lack of identity. It just is what it is. It sounds like a bar and it sounds mad catchy, but that's a fact. That's a fact. So shout out to Ms. D again. Detroit basketball, right? It's a couple attributes we know, everybody know, and it's been Detroit's theme since as long as I've been alive, even predating me. Since I've been watching basketball, everybody know that Detroit basketball is grit. It's grit. If you ain't got it, don't show up. if you don't like to get touched in the paint, if you think it's gonna be easy, don't play here. Don't play here. They've always had dominant, strong, aggressive, don't give a bigs. Just don't give a damn. Right? They got Isaiah Stewart. They got Duran, but even in the past generations of successful iterations of the Detroit team, right? They had Rashid, they had Ben. So defense, that grit, that I don't give it, that hustle, that grime, the mentality, that it's cold outside. We ain't got it's Detroit. Everybody got to get it out the mud. And guess what? The streets is frozen. The dirt is frozen. So everybody come out here like that. I didn't even know that Cunningham was like that for real, for real. I feel like if he would have been drafted to another team, let's say a Charlotte or an Atlanta or a Wizards, we can go to the West of Sacramento because he was drafted to a bad team. Again, Detroit was bad for a minute. Shout out to JB Bickerstaff, hell of a coach. Cavs former coach, hell of a coach. Also, he has a defensive mindset. So we know, and everybody know, when you looking at certain teams, what OKC do? Defense. Get into the transition. Half court crazy. Half court offense is crazy, right? Slowing the game down. Get on the free throw line. That's OKC basketball. Every team has its identity, right? So the Cavs have this West Coast style of play, and when I say West Coast, I mean like the fluid offense, like ball moving. Because Kenny Atkinson sat under who? Steve Kerr, right? So it makes sense why we have a guard heavy system, okay, and bigs that wants to stretch, that they want to stretch the offense, because that's what he's seen what works with Steve Kerr, but and Steph Curry and them. But you forgot the best years of Golden State, they had Kevin Looney down there. Hello? They had Kevin Looney and Draymond Green down there. The best, most successful years of Golden State, they had bigs down there, right? And even if the fourth quarter, if they want to play small ball, Kevin Looney not on the court, so what? You still got Draymond. You still have a force down there. You got to cover that. Not cover that offensively, okay? But defensively, you got to make sure you aware where he at. And then run your offense somewhere else. So our identity is lacking because of the inconsistencies in our rotations due to plainly the injury report. And I can't blame everything on injuries, but in this case, you can. You can, because of how our team is constructed. Again, we don't have no bruisers. We don't have a type of roster where if this style of big is not available, we can go to another style because we have different prototypes. No, we got the same lean, kind of quick, stretch the defense. Same thing with our guards. A little lean, kind of quick, a little bit, and they can stretch the defense. But we don't have enough diversity in our roster construction. It is what it is. Here we are, right? Maybe they're gonna make some moves this year by the trade deadline. We'll see. We'll see. If they thinking about winning something this year, moves gonna have to be made. Trust me. Okay. So those are a couple questions that we have as it relates to the identity. And then again, I come back to the role clarity. Individually, how are we showing up individually? Now, when Garland is available and he's on the court, he organizes the offense. When Mitchell is on the court, tapped in, locked in, he's our closer. It is what it is. We already know that. Now, yeah, he can get us off to a good start, especially if he in his bag early. But we know second half and the fourth quarter, all eyes on him. All eyes on him. Now, originally, when I first did this slide, I had Mobley anchors, Allen cleans. Now I'm reversing that. Reverse. Okay, we playing Uno right now. Okay, boom. Reverse that. Right now, I'm thinking that Allen is the anchor on defense, right? I'm believing that Allen is the anchor on defense. We've seen multiple times him switched out on guards. He hold his own. He's moving in puppies. We've seen him averaging more rebounds than Evan Mobley, who was taller than him, who was defensive player of the year. Allen right now is our anchor on defense, and when Allen is not available, we don't look good. We have the DPOY, but when Allen is not available, we don't look good. Now, again, I believe that they are a package deal. Allen and Mobley go together like peanut butter and jelly. Okay. However, I think that the roles actually should be reversed back to the original statement, meaning that Mobley should be the anchor and Allen should be the cleanup guy. But that's not what it is right now. Is Allen is the anchor and Mobley is the cleanup guy. And you could tell by the lack of rebounding. You can tell by the lack of efficiency in the paint. Who has a better efficiency in shooting and scoring in the paint? It's been Allen. It's always been Allen, right? Hunter, DeAndre Hunter, shout out to him. When he's healthy, when he's available, he's attacking. He's attacking the offense because he was runner-up in Sixth Man of the Year, right? DeAndre Hunter is a certified bucket. So when DeAndre Hunter is on the court and available and locked in the game mentally, he's always on the attack. When he's on the attack, when he's clear about his role and how he can affect the offense and hold down the defense by switching off of multiple defenders, okay? But got to get bigger, though, when he's checking a big. Okay, when he's checking somebody his position, gotta play stronger. You're gonna get tested tonight, Hunter. Gonna get tested tonight. We're gonna talk about the Hawks preview here shortly. Then with Jalen Tyson, energizes the team, energizes our defense, definitely energizes the bench because he's right there with the bench for real. Yeah, he's starting this, that, and the third. But when Strus come back, we know Tyson gonna be on the bench. So he's a certified bench player that has elevated and evolved right before our eyes. Shout out to Jalen Tyson, right? So with that and with him and the other bench personnel playing inspired offense and defense, they playing with confidence. When that happens, it's clear that they're tapped into their role and being clear about, how they need to show up each and every game. But sometimes we just don't see that. These last few games or over the season in general, my biggest question as a Cavs fan, been watching, is who is more essential to our core four? Because again, starting this season, it was if Mobley doesn't take the jump, we are not a contending team. And I think that if Garland is not healthy, we are not a contending team. Because with or without Mobley taking a jump, if Mobley showed up as he did last year, his All-Star year, his Defensive Player of the Year, okay, and then carried that same intensity over into the playoffs. If he did the same exact thing regular season Evan Mobley last year, we could stand a good chance. But Garland is essential. So let's break down why. And I, these are my opinions. So if y'all disagree, let me know. Hop into the chat. Let's talk about it. Garland is our offensive engine. And it might sound crazy because Donovan been cooking, right? He's having his best season in his NBA career, right? I told y'all that he keep playing like this, he can be the league scorer. Now his points per game has dropped down over the last few games. But all it takes is another, a little 35-point game, a little 40-point game, and he do 3-4 of them in a row. He right back to averaging 31, 31 points a game. It's like 29.6. Come on. But Garland is our offensive engine because he highlights the best parts of Spida, right? When Garland is there, it makes everybody's game easier. So without Garland, what I've been saying all season long, every episode since episode 1, the car run, but it just don't run that smooth. It's like need a tune up. It's jerky. We can get to the destination, but at what cost? At the cost of a calf strain to Donovan. At the cost of Mobley being so shook that he only takes 7 shots against Toronto. At what cost? Mobley and Allen, they must be our defensive backbone. They have to be. They have to be. Our anchors because again, our offense is constructed around two small guards, two bigs, and before we had to steal a small forward. But at least we got Hunter now. At least we got Tyson, who's a little bit bigger than Strus. They might be the same size and height, but Tyson is wider, right? And younger, hell. But that's beside the point. Mobley and Allen still got to do what they need to do. More importantly, they got to rebound. Rebound. That's the best thing that they can do right now to help this team is rebound better. No, you can't be a good rebounder when both of y'all damn near 7 feet tall. Y'all have to be a phenomenal duo. Do you think Tim Duncan and Dennis Rodman had issues rebounding the ball? Come on. Stop it, y'all. Stop it. The team looks smoother with Darius Garland, but our success depends on Mobley. That's what they keep telling us, right? We gonna go as high as Mobley takes us. Well, we gonna have to. We ain't gonna get that high then. If it's looking like what it's looking like this, yeah, we parasailing, and then we just got in the thing, and now we flat. Okay, it's not working right now. I need for Mobley. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Mobley's development. Because this is the nooks and the crannies of the episode today on top of the Hawks preview. So shout out to y'all for pulling up. While y'all here, like, subscribe, and get into the chat, man. Let me know how y'all feeling about the content. If y'all feel the same way about the Cavs, because it could be stressful. Okay. Y'all already know how I feel about it. Year 4 and Mobley's development is still inconsistent in its impact. Meaning that some games he show up, some games he don't. Some games he's aggressive, some games he's not. Some games he start off well and then he finishes like, it's just up and down, up and down. His offense lacks creation and aggressiveness. What do I mean by that, Naj? I mean like this. What's your move, man? Where your packages at? Okay, it ain't like you Kyrie where you got unlimited packages, unlimited moves. But we got to be able to know if we got 4 or 5 seconds on the clock, and if Mobley is already in his spot, whether that's the elbow, whether that's the lower block, whether that's center free throw line area, like wherever your spot is, that he got 2 or 3 go-to moves that with counters, okay, move plus counters, plus left right counter. So if you got 1 move and 2 counters, whether that's a left counter and a right counter, that's actually 3 moves wrapped up in 1. Now, if you got 3 moves from that spot, okay, that's really 9 moves. Okay, do the math. 3 moves wrapped up in 1, 3 moves, 3, 3, 3. That's 9 moves just from 1 spot. You ain't got no creation there. You ain't got no spots, and you don't have go-to moves with counters on those spots. Which means that your aggressiveness is always going to be based on who you're playing. If you feel like you're playing somebody who's stronger than you, you ain't going to be as aggressive. Why? Because you ain't got go-to moves. And those go-to moves make you more confident in your game because you can score these moves on anybody. Why? Because you have counters. So if you doing this move on the guard, bet, go over the top. If it's somebody bigger than you, will be quicker. Got to do the shimmy. Got to hit the drop step. Whatever it is. I tell these people all the time, especially these bigs, y'all better start looking at A'ja Wilson. Y'all better start tapping into A'ja Wilson. Okay? Y'all better start looking at a big who's a stretch big, who can hit the longer shot. But when it comes to that mid-range, it ain't nothing you can do with that. Nothing you can do with that. Can score off either shoulder. You got the fadeaway. Got all the mid-range shots. Can get you off the 1 dribble pull-up. Can get you off the 1 dribble spin fadeaway. All these shots she has in her bag. From the block to the elbow to high post. Shout out to y'all. Just Testing the Vibes podcast. Make sure you do what she said. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hop into the chat live and then comment on the page, right? And let me know. Let the YouTube algorithm know that we be over here cooking for real. You feel me? So appreciate y'all. And also when y'all get into the chat, it's always love. It's always one big happy community representing that for your Lenz lifestyle. You heard? So the lack of Mobley's development for me is alarming at this stage in his career. His efficiency is still average for a big. What am I saying? Is that the best, most efficient big on our team is who? J.A. Shouldn't be the case though. Not with his level of skill. But when you compare skill to skill, when you actually look at skill, J.A. got packages. He got hook shots. He got the spins. His footwork is way better than Evan Mobley's. One would say that my stock need to be in J.A. if J.A. can just get in the weight room. Boy, why you can't just eat your Wheaties and put a couple pounds on? Put about 15 pounds on. Just straight muscle though. I would rather him be a little bit stronger and have a notch off his speed than him to just be getting moved around like this. Same thing with Mobley. He still gets pushed off his spots physically. We saw that in the Toronto game. We're going to see that probably with Porzingis. Usually Mobley doesn't play that well against Atlanta. Porzingis should be playing tonight. It's a game time decision. More than likely he will play. Again, he doesn't have any go-to moves. And when teams don't fear Mobley, like offensively, they ain't like, oh shit, we play the Cavs tonight. If anything, don't let Mobley get to cooking. No, it's don't let Donovan and or Darius Garland get to cooking. If anything, is don't let Sam Merrill get that shot off. It's never don't let Mobley get to cooking. Because Mobley has proved that he can cook in one quarter and he can cook in 2 quarters, but he ain't proved to us yet that he can cook in 4 of them. Nor has he proved to us yet that he can cook in consecutive games. So nobody is saying, oh, don't that damn Mobley there, don't let him get no. If anything, it's be aware of where he at on the court or on the defensive side, because he might send your shot. Okay. His growth timeline controls the Cavs ceiling, so they say. And I'm just saying that we need to pick a side. We need to pick a side. Are we waiting on him, or are we gonna move around? Too passive as a scorer. This is his aggressiveness or lack thereof. Too passive as a scorer. He avoids contact instead of imposing his size. If you big, let the people know. Let the people know. Act like this college again. Act like this high school again. You the biggest person on the court. Just act like it. Even if you're not, just act like it. If you assume that you are the biggest person on the court, if you can close your eyes and be like, I don't give a damn who on this court, I'm whack, doesn't matter. That Ty Jerome energy from last season didn't matter. 6 man, 7 man, 8 man on the bench. He thought he was the best person on the court unless Donovan was on there. He really thought he was that guy. Didn't care. That's the mentality Mobley needs. I don't care who's on the court. I'm gonna get my 20 and 12. And I'm going to go to the line 6 times, 7 times, because who's going to stop me? But if you don't feel that in your mind, in your body, in your spirit, that nobody can stop you, you're not going to play like that. It is what it is. If you have doubts, if you have poor self-talk, negative self-talk, fears, limited beliefs in your mental Cavs state of mind, you're going to go out there and do just that. Be limited in your play, limited in your action, limited in your attack and your aggressiveness. When he has mismatches, what he do? Go light? What he do? Fade away? What he do? He don't put that shoulder in him. He don't put that hip on him. He don't go through him. You're too big. You got to go through people. We watched the Browns game, right? You know, we don't be fooling with the Browns. We be fooling with the Browns, right? We love the Browns, but we don't. Okay, it's a love-hate thing. Got to love them from afar. Right. But watching the recap of Myles Garrett being mic'd up, he on the sideline, and he told the coach for the next time he goes out on the field, he said, I'm going through his chest. I'm just going to run through his chest. And I thought that was so powerful. Like the power in what he just said. I'm just going to go through them. I'm not doing no swim moves. I ain't doing nothing sexy. I'm just going to power, speed, will right through them. Hello, Mobley. That's for you. Power, speed, will your way through the opponent. Tonight, we face Porzingis and them. You need to show up. Demand the ball. Be aggressive, not just in spurts, but consistently throughout the game. And shift from just reacting to dictating what happens, right? Not just reacting to, oh, they only let me, oh, they shutting off my right, oh, they only let me go. No, you dictate what goes on. Call a screen. You can call a screen. Stop trying to initiate your offense from 3-point line or the 3-point line. I'm going to take a couple dribbles. No, who you think you is? Your handle's not like that. Mobley, your handles are not like that yet. So get into that mid post, that high post. And then when you want to take your 2-3 dribbles, now you closer to the basket. But the goal is to get by that block, though. Do your work by that block, though. Again, everything is easier when Darius Garland is on the court because he can get into the paint. He can draw multiple defenders. When you don't have enough people that can draw multiple defenders, you clog the paint and you don't allow somebody like Mobley, who needs a little bit more space, to create his own offense. They need to take a page out of Becky Hammond. She's a master of creating space for Asia Wilson, 4-time MVP. Don't talk to me about the men can't learn from the women, because one thing about education knows no gender. Okay? Same reason how Becky learned from Coach Pop. Took that jug, finessed it, remixed it, and now with the Aces, her first 4 years got 3 championships. Stop it. We can't even get out of the second round of the playoffs. We're not doing this. You can learn something. Okay? What we need to do now, we need to have a clear offensive identity. I've been talking about it. We need to figure out what we're doing with Mobley. Are we just going to focus on him being the lob threat, the pick and roll threat, you know what I mean? Being able to score on assist, right? Or are we waiting on him to be this, evolved unicorn where he can do all things? We got to figure that out now. And I don't want to wait another 60 games. And we're like, well, by the end, at the end of the season now, Mobley is this. No, let's define that this game, who Evan Mobley is going to be today. Let's decide that now. We need consistent defensive principles. Too often we have leads and then we just stop. We don't continue to pressure. We give too much room off the screen. We let the people shoot. We let them get into the paint whenever they stop it. The Atlanta lost a tough game. Their last game was to the Wizards, right? We're gonna talk about it. They not trying to win this game. I mean, lose this game at home, and it's a cup game. They want to win it. They want this game. Mitchell can't keep playing our superhero. He can't keep putting on the cape. I got my man hanging right behind me right there. He just ready to fly off, just ready to save the Cavs again. We can't keep letting him do that. Because why? He's going to miss games at the end of the season because of what? Calf strain, right? We want to make his life easier. And how do we make Donovan's life easier? By everybody understanding their role and coming in every single day and doing your damn job. Do your word of the day, J-O-B. Do your damn job tonight. 7:30 p.m. is the tip-off. Okay? We got to be more physical, but pressure. Apply pressure defensively and to definitely apply pressure to the rim. Get into the paint. Attack. And of course, with DG and Darius Garland here, we expect better spacing. And we expect more productivity or consistent productivity with our role players, especially when we have our point guard back. I expect that. Nothing less. We coming off a loss too. Toronto. Come on. They didn't beat us 2 times already. What are we doing? The best ability is availability. And so for the people that are playing tonight, y'all got to show up. I showed y'all the injury report earlier in the episode. If you ain't get that, rewind the tape. That's the injury report. So everybody else, you know your job. While y'all here tonight, help us reach 500 subscribers. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hop into the chat. Let me know you here. Appreciate y'all. So far this season, this is where we are, y'all. This is what our games, our record look like so far this season. Can you see a trend? Can you see the inconsistencies here? We had a 3-game win streak. We started our season with a loss on the road. 1-3, lost 2, 1-4, lost 1, 1-1, lost 1, 1-2. Come on. Lost 1, 1-2, lost 1. Y'all see what I'm saying here? Inconsistent. Y'all, but you see one of the most consistent things here? High points. Who was our leading scorer? Donovan. Oh, Mobley. Okay, he had 19 points in a loss to Boston. 19 points was our high score. That's not a high score. So we gonna just cancel that out. That don't even count. The next game, Mobley in a loss to Toronto. He had a good game. 29 points against the Toronto Raptors and them. 8 rebounds though. Then what we see? Mitchell. Allen with a 30 and 10 game. Ain't seen that from Mobley yet. Mitchell. Hunter. You see the trend here? Mitchell. It's sounding like, to me, just based on what I'm seeing, I'm not a rocket scientist here. I just do a little math and I just add 1 + 1. Okay. And it's looking like boo-boo. Right? It's looking like the development that we've been hoping to see, we ain't seeing. So let's just run how we've been running. And depend more on the collective, on the team. Let's talk about tonight's matchup. We are playing Atlanta. I went to Atlanta for the first time. What year we in? 25. So what was that? 21, 22, something like that. That might sound crazy. What you mean you been in Atlanta for the first time in 2021? Man, how old is you? Man, everybody been in Atlanta, man. No, I hate Atlanta. You know why I hate Atlanta? Atlanta reminds me of 4 times the size Cleveland. It's the same city. It looked the same roads. I'm like, no, I don't like it here. So Cleveland is in Atlanta tonight. Shout out to Cleveland. Hope y'all hold your head. Keep your head on the swivel. Okay. Gotta watch it. We are 12-7. They are 11-8. That sound like the same record to me. We are 5th in the East. They are 6th in the East. Imagine that, the Cavs being 5th. Our home record, our away record is 4-4. Their home record is 3-4. It can go either way tonight. Okay. We are 50% on the road. They are a little bit less than 50% at home. Our offensive rating is 13th. Theirs is 16th. What does that say? This is an equal team right now. We are top 10 defensive rated team. They are top 15. Okay. They're the 14th. We're 8th. Okay. And our net rating is 12th in the league. There's 15. This is a very close matchup tonight, y'all. Usually when you think of Atlanta Hawks, especially without Trae Young, you're not looking at any competition. Yet they have a top 5 defender in their house. Okay. They have another great defender in their house. They have another great defender. These are all guards I'm talking about right now, actually. Okay. We'll talk about it a little later. So they got, and if Porzingis play, well, then that's really going to be problematic tonight. Let's talk about why. Atlanta's threats. The last 10 games, they are 7. They have a 7-3 record. They're scoring 118 points per game. And the last game, they lost to the Wizards 132-113. Again, it was a little bit of a blowout, but anytime you lose to a trash team, that's a very tough loss. You feel me? Because you're not trying to lose to no trash team. Let me get to the comment. Hawks don't look bad this year. It's a tough matchup. No, they don't look bad. Overall, the East is very competitive. You don't really see it in the wins column. But when you go to Milwaukee, right? When you go to the Heat, everybody right there, them top 7 teams, they right on each other next. Not Detroit, right? Detroit got about 3-4 game leads on most people, right? And that's just the best people. But still, the East is competitive just like the West is competitive. The top teams are the top teams, though. Jalen Johnson, right? He's a beast on the defensive end, and now he's proven to be just that on the offensive end, too. Scoring 21.5 points a game, adding 9.5 rebounds and 7 assists, shooting 54, almost 55% from the field. He leads Atlanta Hawks in points, rebounds, and assists. The best thing that happened because of that Trae Young injury is the emergence, right? And the greatness cemented in Jalen Johnson. We already knew it, but now we know it for real, for real. Alexander Walker and Porzingis, these are their next two top scorers, right? And contributors on this team, right? Alexander is averaging 18.6 points a game, 3 rebounds, 3.6 assists, and 46 shooting 46% from the field. And then we got Porzingis, right? The original unicorn. Okay? Scoring 18.7 points, 5.9 rebounds, 3.3 assists, and shooting 48% from the field. This is a tough matchup tonight. So who must step up? Who need to show up and show out for the Cavs to go ahead and win this game? Well, of course, Donovan Mitchell got to do what he need to do. Evan Mobley needs to do what he need to do. Hunter, we already know this your formal team. I'm gonna need 22 points out of you, Hunter. I'm gonna need for you to go off. Okay, Jared Allen. I did a yellow strike through because it's a game time decision. We don't know if he's going to play. Sam, red strike through. He's absolutely not playing today. So just cross him out. But don't even look at his productivity. Let's just look at who we think is going to be available tonight. We don't think Craig Porter is going to be available. He's a game time decision. Same as Dean Wade. That leaves us with Darius Garland. Welcome back. Come on back into the flow. Do your thing. Okay. Jalen Tyson is probably going to be a starter. So that's our starting lineup right now. Jalen Tyson, Darius Garland, DeAndre Hunter, Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell. That's our starting lineup tonight. More than likely, that's what it is, right? So that being said, what's going on? What we got? What if that's our starting lineup? Who else needs to show up? Well, the starting five got to do what they do, right? Naquan Tomlin. This is a perfect game for Naquan Tomlin. Atlanta's not that big, right? Not that big in size. So after Porzingis is checked out, they're probably going to go to small ball, and this is where Naquan Tomlin can thrive. This is where Lonzo Ball can step up and be that switch guard and guard 1 through 3, maybe even 4, depending on what's going on right out there, right? This is where Larry Nance, who also was an Atlanta Hawkian but last season, this is where Larry Nance can come in. He's familiar with this court. He's familiar with these rims. He can get on his glass. He can knock down those corner threes. And we might even see a Thomas Bryant today. Gonna be a good one. Gonna be an exciting game. Okay. To close out this episode, y'all, shout out to y'all again. I hope y'all had a happy holiday. Our Cavs State of Mind close. This is a season of evolution and resilience. This regular season, everybody been saying we don't care about the regular season. We only here for the playoffs. Well, this regular season is going to be very sporadic. So we are going to have the pleasure of seeing players evolve live before our eyes. We're hoping that Evan continues to take that turn and take that leap. Also, that Craig Porter continues to do the same. Naquan Tomlin, Tyrese Proctor, Jalen Tyson. These are the people. We're still waiting on Lonzo Ball to kind of be a new Lonzo Ball 2.0, or is it 3.0 at this point? Probably 3.0. So the evolution of the team is going to be drastic this season. Everybody just hang on, clench your pearls. We're going to ride this bumpy ride together. We're going to be resilient to the end because we're going to see our team through past the second round of this playoffs. I ain't even going to go there. Mobley is our growth and the last hope in the core four. It is what it is. It is what it is. If he doesn't evolve, then best believe the core four getting broken up. But we're going to end this episode on a high note. Injuries are testing our foundation. We ain't talking about no trades. We just gonna talk about the Cavs where we stand right now. Injuries are testing our foundation, and because of that, I believe that throughout this season we're gonna become even more mentally tough, mentally strong, and more resilient. What does that mean? What does that mean for a team going into the playoffs? That means we done seen it all, done it all, done it all, done it all. Okay, done it all. So that being said, once we get to the playoffs, we shouldn't be shocked. We shouldn't be like, oh, everybody's being more aggressive. Everybody's bodying us. We've been here. We know this. We already know what's up. So we're prepared for this, right? So I think it's going to be a great game. I think Mobley is going to stand up and stand out. I think Darius Garland is going to have a phenomenal contribution to the offense and to the flow. I think he's going to be able to have his shot, and he's going to make a huge impact in just the spacing, the transition offense, and how easy Mobley game looks tonight. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Y'all make sure y'all spin a block on me next Wednesday at 6 p.m. EST. And while you here, like and hit that subscribe, man. Help us get to the 500 subscribers. Man, we turn it up. I appreciate y'all. Miss D said we should win a close one. Lord knows we should, and we better. Okay? We better. It's your girl, Najah. It's been real. It's been another one. I'll catch y'all on the flip. Go Cavs, Cavs Nation, Cavs State of Mind. Peace and freedom. Y'all already know what time it is.